buying a newly remodeled home versus maybe a fixer-upper, whether you do it yourself or even you just like pay professionals to do it for you. Here's something that I wish that I had known or had thought about maybe a little bit more before making home purchases for myself. And this is something that I've seen repeated with other people as well. When you buy a home that's just been renovated, you are eliminating just a world of complications in terms of when you renovate a home, it sucks. It sucks really hard. And you can soft sell that all you want, but there's a reason they call it divorce dust, right? And that by that I mean when you renovate a home, your home becomes a construction site. Normally people don't live in construction sites because that would suck, right? And you can make attempts to separate rooms and put up plastic and keep things clean, and you should do all that stuff, but that divorce dust just has a way of getting everywhere, and it lasts for a long time, and it leads to a lot of stress in the home that doesn't need to be there necessarily. And when you buy a newly remodeled home, boom, all that's gone. But you pay more for it, right? Like that's what it comes down to. And you would expect, of course, newly remodeled, I'm going to pay more for that versus a home that I've just renovated myself. So here is the thing. This is the big catch. When you buy a newly remodeled home, you're spending a lot of money. So presumably you don't want to spend that and then have to remodel your home, right? Like, because that would be kind of a worst case scenario. You spent the most and then you're doing home renovations anyway, right? Maybe it's just the skeptic in me. Maybe it's just the reality because I've seen it so many times. When you buy a home that's newly remodeled, what are the chances that you were dealing with an upstanding contractor who's renovated that home to all code compliance and to the best of their ability, and they have a lifetime of experience and skill with which to draw on? Or what are the chances that this newly remodeled home has fatal flaws, design problems, hidden things that shouldn't be there? So you pay the most for this home that's ready that you just move into, and then as it turns out, there's a bunch of crap that you have to deal with anyway because the last person was not skilled enough, or maybe even purposefully hiding things that they didn't want you to know about until down the road. You can get into a really sticky situation where you spend at the top of your budget to get into this newly remodeled home thinking you're not going to have any problems. Now you have to find a bunch more money. You're living in the renovation anyway. When you do a renovation yourself, at least you have the peace of mind to know that you're going to do it right. If you don't want to live in a place where it's not right, then you can just do it right when you do the renovation yourself. You can take steps to minimize the amount of dust and living in a construction zone that you have to do by, the way that you go about your project. And by that I mean, you don't tear the whole house apart. You do one room at a time, you focus on that room, and you get that room done. Don't open multiple projects at the same time. There is a definitive advantage to buying the fixer-upper. And if you plan carefully and you understand that there's probably going to be hidden things, you're going to need extra budget, it's going to take longer than you think. All of these things are things that you can kind of plan for going in. It's hard to plan for a newly renovated home where you're not getting the opportunity to look behind the walls or under the hood, so to speak, and see what's really going on there. And there could be a host of deficiencies that you're going to absolutely have to deal with. And holy crap, they can get expensive really fast. For me, it's a slam dunk. Buy the fixer-upper, accept that you're going to, have a renovation project on your hands. Maybe try to have some like overlap in the, before you move in so you can do like major construction points before you're actually living in the house. I would take that versus spending at the top of my budget and then getting into major construction and renovation projects. Anyway, perhaps that wouldn't happen, but it happens often enough that I would want you to be aware of it and at least be considering that as part of your buying decision. Remember, I'm Technically Steve. It will technically help you if you like this video and subscribe to this YouTube channel. If you do, I'll see you soon.